What's good, gang? It's your boy Lord Benz back another reaction. And today, we got 5 times the rappers got killed over diss tracks. Now, somebody in the comments asked me to check this video out. It's made by Rap Villain if y'all want to see it for yourselves without me, I guess. But why would y'all want to do that? Feel what I'm saying? But, anyways, somebody in the comments asked me to check it out. So we gonna check it out, you know what I'm saying? If I had to assume one of these rappers it's gotta be the real G Money, you know what I'm saying? Because, you know, the young boy versus the real G Money situation. I don't know any rappers that's going to be on this list. But I assume that he got to be on the list, you know what I'm saying? Just because of that situation. But we're going to find out. We're going to watch it. We're going to see what's going on here. The real 5 times rappers actually got killed over diss tracks. You know what I'm saying? If y'all enjoyed this video, you have to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button, comment down below y'all thoughts. Comment with that Shrek next I get to it ASAP. And yeah, I'm gonna do videos every day. Couple of the bins. And I know technically I haven't been making every day these past 3 days, but what can I say, bro? I was out of town, you know what I'm saying? I was showing support to my brother. Y'all know he in college, you know what I'm saying? We was out of town. We had to. But we back though, back on the road, back on the grind. Let's get into it.
Rappers beefing. It's just how it goes in the hip-hop game, and diss tracks are the main way to throw down. But some cats take the tracks too seriously, and sometimes it ends with somebody getting dropped. So here are 5 times rappers got killed over some diss tracks.
Are we really gonna count Tupac for real though? Like, actually? You know what I'm saying? Because are we really sure that he was killed over the diss track? I don't really know about that. I don't know. At this point, I don't know. But who the freak was out on the right though? Who, like, you know what I'm saying? I know the real G Money. I seen him. I already expected that. APG Duck, you know what I'm saying? And I seen Tupac. But who the freak was out on the right? They're like an off-brand Chief Keef. But anyways, I'm gonna have to check his music out.
Starting with OG Man Man, who might say he ain't a rapper, but this dude dropped hip-hop's most demonic diss track with an equally brazy music video. The track titled Truth wasn't just a diss aimed at his ops, it was a suicide note that eventually got him smoked. OG Man Man was one of the biggest hitters in the DMV area, and for context, that area had some of the most ruthless street dudes standing on business round the clock. From the OGs to the youngins as little as 13 years old, neighborhoods were terrorized and ops were drilled. But OG Man Man was always there to up the score. He wasn't just living in the trenches, he was the trenches. You could find him posted up on the block with his hitters any day, anytime. He didn't care for anybody that played with his name in any sort of way and was with all the smoke. As a matter of fact, he welcomed it with open arms. But in the hood, if you don't look over your shoulders, your head's gonna get blown off. And if you mess with an OG, you gotta stick to the lick. In this case, OG Man Man messed with a homie turned op, Big Flock, and that marked the beginning of his downfall. You see, Big Flock, real name Charles Ulysses Bowman, is a Maryland rapper who's no less of a savage than his former homie OG Man Man. Growing up on Maxwell Drive and Morrison Avenue, he had to cope with his dad being behind bars as he lived with his grandparents. However, when his granddad passed, his life took a turn down a darker path. The streets became his guide as he hustled hard, and with no more tears to hide, he turned his pain into stride. But in that life, he found rap, and around the young age of 11, Flock was already putting his pen to work, writing bars. He started recording on tape, but when he grew older, he realized rap could be his way out of the hood. At this time, he was repping the Thrax gang, and the crew would drop bangers like Iggity before they fell apart, pushing Big Flock to chase a solo rap career. Now, where exactly does OG Man Man and his diss track come in all of this? We're getting to that right now. During the early stages of his career, Big Flock kept a strong bond with one of—
I hate to pause it here, but why does bro sound like a fed right now? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I'm the one being interrogated after learning this or trying to learn some information right now. He sounds like a fed right now. Like, what the heck? Why he sound like that?
C Diddy. Now, C Diddy held it down for him when things got tough, and even his first mixtape, Triluminati, was recorded in C Diddy's living room. They were locked in real tight, but unfortunately, C Diddy got dropped. Although cops say he died when he got drunk and fell off a bridge. Now, at the time of C Diddy's death, OG Man Man and Big Flock were pretty cool because Man Man had earned the reputation on the streets for being a certified hitter. He was always down to catch a body, no matter the stakes. Now, Big Flock and
By
OG
any means
Man were a
necessary.
hard-hitting hood duo. They'd both served time in jail, both had hard rap flows, and both ran blocks on the street. But their friendship would break apart for two reasons, with the more important one being about some girl, obviously. I mean, we all know dudes acting a fool for a shawty, knowing fully well she'll be on to the next faster than Kendrick can drop an album. This time, however, it was Man messing things up by violating the bro code and banging Big Flock's girl.
I don't think that's a good comparison right there. Kendrick don't be dropping like that. I guarantee you, even though Kendrick's supposed to be dropping an album soon, I still won't believe it until it drop. I won't believe it until he actually drop this album. I won't believe it. Because the way he be waiting sometimes, it be feeling like I wouldn't even be too shocked if by the time he actually dropped this album, it's already 2030, bro. I'ma just be honest with y'all, bro. I'ma just be honest. The way Kendrick be taking time off like this, it's like this man doesn't care about his rap career. He only came back just to not hate on Drake, but just to diss Drake. And then he immediately disappeared yet again. You could tell, bro, he doesn't really care about that rap music. Like, I mean, he care about it, yeah, but he not just pumping music out like that, just to do it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, bro, that's a horrible comparison because, I mean, a lot of people can move on with that within that amount of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people can move in within 10 years. I mean, 8 years. He dropped his album in 2022, and she moving on by 2030. A lot of people can move on by then. So that's kind of a horrible comparison. Now, if you would have said she'll move on to the next by the time YoungBoy drop his next project, you might be onto something right there. I ain't gonna care. You might be cooking with that one, low key, on the low. Lowest of the keys though.
So Big Flock found out about it and went on to diss OG Man in a song on his debut album, Glockism. In the song titled Intro, Big Flock said,
And Man turned to informant, thought that he was real. He put on a good performance.
Dang.
That diss was Big Flock's way of saying OG Man was a rat for the feds. That was a big one, cause Man was behind bars when that song dropped, making him a target for gangsters in prison and even his own gang when he got out. Big Flock single-handedly tarnished OG Man's street cred, and in turn, Man wasn't about to let that slide. Once he made it out of prison, he got his lick in and dropped one of the most disrespectful disses ever. The lyrics to the track and even the video were so gory, DJ Academic straight up called it demonic.
Listen, I made a gut call a couple months ago after hearing one of the most demonic songs I've ever fucking heard.
The track was,
I don't know, bro. Just cause he called you a rat, bro, it can't be that bad, bro. It really, I know it's probably bad. Just looking at this freaking cover art, I know it's gotta be bad. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what the freak? I'm low-key curious now. Low-key curious to see what that song sound like now. But anyways.
It's titled Truth, and its video saw Man in a mask flashing his straps left and right at the grave of Big Flock's dead homie, C. Diddy. Remember we told you C. Diddy and Flock were really tight? Well, Man wanted to piss the out of Flock, shot that music video of this diss track right in front of C. Diddy's grave. Some of the most hard-hitting lyrics to the song say,
I know why you mad, cause I'm your bitches. Stop playing with me, nigga, talking about I'm snitching. Rest in peace to Lil Chris, yeah, I know they miss him. Don't trip, his whole squad gonna lay there with him.
Holy shit.
Oh, just because he called you a snitch? Honestly? No, I mean, I don't condone the violence here, but, you know, I can understand why they got you now. I mean, I get it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm not saying, like, what he did was right. Calling you a snitch is kind of crazy. I ain't gonna lie. Especially if you're in the streets. That definitely goes against the code. But I'm just saying, like, you did all that just because he called you a snitch. I think you're doing too much, personally, you know what I'm saying? But what do I know, though? What do I know? I
mean, dude went on Big Flock, dropping diss after diss throughout the entire track. But the height of his disrespect was talking about C. Diddy and pouring out bottles of Ace of Spades on the ground while the news report from C. Diddy's death played in the background. And after that, he popped in a clip of him lighting C. Diddy's photo on fire, increasing that disrespect to C. Diddy and his crew. As bad as it sounds, Man didn't stop there. He talked about how Flock wasn't a real gangster and how he handled his business for him, while also inserting another clip of a man falling from a building to mock the way C. Diddy reportedly died. Oh, the song did numbers with OG Man even considering making a full-time transition to rap, but Big Flock and his other homies made sure that never happened. You see, on June 12th, 2016, OG Man had gotten a phone call from somebody who wanted to come over to a cookout that was taking place in Southeast DC. When he pulled up, it was already too late. Someone walked up to him with a burner, and without making small talk, fired multiple shots into Man, ending his life on the spot. As expected, all fingers pointed to Big Flock as the man behind the murder. Subsequently, the cops raided Flock's home, finding more ammo than needed to start World War III. Alright, we're exaggerating, but really, we're not lying when we say this man's house had everything a gangster would need, from top-tier semi-automatic rifles to narcotics worth thousands of dollars, since there was no way to prove his involvement in Man.
Nah, bro. What? He had to be, bro. That's crazy.
Instead, he was charged with illegal possession of firearms and drugs. He took a plea deal and got 45 months of jail time for this. And just like we already said, the honey that started this whole lame beef moved on. G Money. September 10th, 2017.
Alright, before we get to the G Money thing, I just gotta say something about that. No, y'all know me. I'm not the kind of, you know what I'm saying? You know, I don't condone the violence here, but, you know, I kind of understand from that perspective. He did a whole lot just because he called him a rat. Like, when you called him a rat, yeah, that was crazy work. I'm not going to say it in front. That was crazy work. But you lit up his pictures on, you lit up his dead homie's pictures on fire. You said you was, you know, he did a whole lot right there, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would say I couldn't let that disrespect slide. I really couldn't either, bro. I understand, bro. Like, on that situation specifically, I get it. Because, like, it's not like they were ops. They were friends at one point. It's just that he called you a snitch. You know what I'm saying? Not for knowing the full thing. But then you went that far. Like, y'all could have easily y'all probably could have came back together and actually, you know, it could have just been like a little argument. It could have been like something temporary, you know what I'm saying? But you went immediately to diss his dead homies like that. After y'all supposed to be friends. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I understand, bro. I get that. Him, the way they did him, that makes sense. I don't condone the violence though, but it makes sense though. I ain't gonna lie.
Louisiana rapper Real G Money was outside the parking lot of his Baton Rouge studio on Dallas Drive when he got taken out. Rumors suggest that the hit was ordered by his childhood homie NBA Youngboy. But why exactly would Youngboy have wanted him dead? Homies turning rivals is the type of shit that runs the rap game. It ain't new and it'll never get old. But in the case of G Money and Youngboy, things got a little too nasty. Now we gotta know Baton Rouge, Louisiana is a hardcore place to live. The streets are rough and gangs run deep. Crime and violence are everyday things and it's a constant battle to stay safe. The hood life there's intense and you can feel the tension everywhere. It's pretty much a war zone and you must never get caught lacking to thrive out there. For G Money, aka Garrett Burton, he was covering his lil homie's back, NBA Youngboy. That was before Youngboy became the global artist he is today. G Money was 4 years older, so he guided Youngboy into the ways of the street. They were both cool until G Money had some stuff to do with NBA Youngboy's sister, Telly Golden. According to G Money himself, he f***ed Youngboy's sister, and although Youngboy wasn't tripping about it at the time, it became one of their biggest issues down the line. As the years went by, G Money and Youngboy performed both under the group TBG, aka Top Boy Gorilla. But after a while, Youngboy cut himself out of that group and started his own label, NBA, standing for Never Broke Again. As the spotlight shone on Baton Rouge, NBA Youngboy and Boozy were two of the biggest names to go mainstream. Then Youngboy's relationship with G Money became rocky until the duo fell out. August 2017. A month before his death, G Money did an interview with Say Cheese TV, revealing that he and Youngboy would never do music together and that Youngboy was still angry because he slept with his sister. Now this probably was the first time their core fans had heard about that, so blew up
That might be
online.
why NBA
Following
Youngboy
that,
was
G Money
pissed off.
released a diss track titled Industry, where he straight up violated NBA Youngboy and his sister. Some lyrics of that track go like this.
All you pussy is lame. Sneak dissing on them songs. I don't do it for the fame.
Nah, why is he rapping the lyrics like that? What the freak? Nah, heck nah.
Some lyrics of that track go like this.
All you pussy is lame. Sneak dissing on them songs. I don't do it for the fame. See, you should be ashamed. I put a 30 up under my pistol. Your sister
Yo.
swallowed nuts, so I never kissed her. But I f with her, so I never dissed her.
Now after that track dropped,
Oh,
NBA Youngboy
Lord,
and G Money
no.
kept beefing on social media.
It's a good thing you doing YouTube. That's all I'm gonna say right there, bro. It's a good thing you ain't trying to be no rapper or no artist. Cause that was trash. I ain't gonna cap. That was terrible. But anyway.
Making the NBA and TBG rivalry even hotter. Less than a month later, G Money got taken out. Folks were gonna point fingers at Youngboy because of their beef, and right after G Money got dropped, Youngboy's crew got into a deadly shootout in Miami. But one question remaining unanswered is, did Youngboy take out G Money himself? Well, the judicial system certainly didn't believe so. A member of the NBA, 26-year-old Lil Pap, was interrogated by police officers during which he confessed to have told his mother to leave their home because he feared retaliation. He also took both his mom and his son to hide out at New Roads, Louisiana, after G Money died. And the biggest blow on him was when he lied to the cops that he drove to Hammond, Louisiana to get gas the day G Money was killed, when in fact he was in Baton Rouge according to his device's location records. Shell casings on Jefferson Ave in Baton Rouge
Get
matched
caught
the
up.
ones from when G Money got clapped. This made detectives believe Lil
Clapped?
Pap tossed the burner by handing it off to some folks on that same avenue. Pap's phone records also showed he was hitting up those people just hours after G Money got smoked. He was initially charged with second-degree murder, but took a plea deal for a lesser charge of accessory after he was indicted on a new charge that suggested he simply was in the car with a group of people that included G Money's killer. Prosecutors alleged in this new indictment that Lil Pap assisted the shooter after he dropped G Money. Nonetheless, Lil Pap was sentenced to 5 years in prison, which he
That's
served
it?
concurrently with a 3-year sentence on a separate federal weapons charge. As for NBA Youngboy, well, let's just say he got some other shit to deal with. FBG Duck, July 10th.
I already knew about that story. Between I already knew about that story from Youngboy and what's the name? I just forgot his name right then. I already knew about that story between Youngboy and the real G Money. So that was no surprise to me, obviously, you know what I'm saying? I already knew about that. But we got FBG Duck. I never really fully understood the full thing that got him killed. You know what I'm saying? All I know was that he did like an interview where he was talking crazy. He said he knew, you know what I'm saying? He knew he was talking disrespectful. He knew he was disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But he ain't leaving his city, you know what I'm saying? Because that's where he feel the most safe at, which I can somewhat understand where you're coming from, you know what I'm saying? Me personally, if I got ops and I got that much bread, sorry y'all, but I gotta go. I'm just saying, bro. If I got ops and I got that much bread, I'm out of here, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just saying, like, it's no reason for me to go back. No reason. I'm not gonna gain nothing. Nothing at all. I'm just saying. Just saying. But anyways, FBG Duck. What really happened here? I don't fully understand.
2020, Chicago rapper FBG Duck released Dead Bitches, one of the most dreaded diss tracks in hip-hop, where he mocked dead rival gang members, but just 3 weeks later, he was dead. Now, while many believe this diss track was the motive for...
So this is the diss track that y'all was talking about. I heard this song not too long. Well, it was a while ago. The diss track was definitely some freaking crazy... Like, it was crazy. I personally like Exposed and Me remix better. That's probably the best song I heard from FBG Duck so far. But yeah, Dead Bees was definitely toxic as freak. Not gonna lie, it was. So
getting him dropped by his ops, the shit he done was way deeper than that. FBG Duck, real name Carlton D. Weekly, was born on December 6th, 1993 in Chicago, Illinois. This guy had 7 siblings, and most of them were in the street life that came with the South Side. Now, his elder brother, Brick, was shot and killed by some gang members, and while Duck never wanted no smoke from all that hood violence, he ended up getting sucked in regardless. The majority of gang-related shootings in Chicago have been perpetrated by 2 rival gangs, O-Block and STLEBT. Duck was a member of STL, and even as a teenager, he threw hands anytime he got confronted by O-Block members. Now, around 2009, he became friends with another gangster named Tuka. But just a few years into their friendship, Tuka got smoked for dissing deceased members of another gang.
I'm not laughing about Tuka, by the way. I'm laughing at the fact they showed KI. I know most likely, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm pretty sure they both was on the same side. Tuka, KI, ABT, I think they were they on the same side? I don't know. But all I know is all 3 of them were, like, definitely ops of King Von. I know that for a fact. I know Tuka, yeah, they gotta be all on the same side. They gotta be all on the same side. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, wasn't K.I. talking crazy about King Von because it was Tuka? I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I'm not really. I understand a little bit what happened, but I'm not really that tapped in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, they surely they're all on the same side, right? I mean, y'all let me know if I'm right or wrong about that. I don't know.
YMB. Now, TYMB and O-Block were cool, so they ganged up against STL, and sadly, Duck fell for their tricks. He became friends with King Von, who only got close to him to get some inside information on STL. However, after Duck found—
Wait. ABG Duck became friends with King Von? So King Von was that much of a savage, bro?
And sadly, Duck fell for their tricks. He became friends with King Von, who only got close to him to get some inside information on STL. However, after Duck found out Von was playing both sides, he and the rest of his gang jumped Von on a bus. Now, this caused Von to vow revenge on anyone involved, and fueling his hatred for Duck. By this time, O-Block and STLEBT were in a full-blown war, and the violence was inescapable. This was also the period that Duck got into the rap game. All the beef he had with rappers from Glory Boys Entertainment and OTF pushed him to flex his pen and spit bars. Chief Keef, the leader of GBE at the time, dissed Tuka Gang in multiple songs. And in retaliation, Duck and other Flyboy gang members made their own songs dissing Chief Keef and other members of his group. Duck also dissed Von, Lil Durk, and other members of OTF. Now, Duck was so out of pocket back then that he even made a song about the time his girlfriend stabbed him in the stomach. It was pretty crazy, but as the story goes, Duck's girlfriend stabbed him in the stomach. And in some visuals of his song with Lil J titled "Who the F is Dude?", FBG Duck shows this stab wound. That's definitely some out-of-pocket stuff, but here's the thing. In 2017, FBG Duck released his biggest song to date, Slide. Now, this song was an instant hit. It was everywhere in the city. Radio, streams, clubs, everywhere around Chicago, even O-Block territory. That track went to gold certified, allowing Duck to score a record deal with Sony. And after the success of Slide, Duck tried extending his hand out several times to make peace with his ops to move on with his career. But Durk and King Von wanted no peace with him. They continued dissing him and his people, dead or alive. So Duck returned the favor with his diss track, Dead Bitches. But now we already know how that story goes from there. Dead Bitches wasn't just a diss track. It was a violation to Black Disciple gang members. Some of those lyrics go like this.
Said I wasn't gonna diss the dead, and okay, I did it. But nigga, T-Roy and OD, them dead bitches. Y'all heard about J-Money? Is getting dead the same way.
Those lines were lyrical sniper shots aimed at T-Roy.
Hey, you notice how he didn't say the N-word? That nigga is not black. I had to say that. I know I'm very unserious for that. But y'all notice he didn't say the N-word right there, bro? I'm telling y'all, bro. I'm telling y'all. You know what I'm saying? But let me get back into this though.
His people, dead or alive. So Duck returned the favor with his diss track, Dead Bitches. But now we already know how that story goes from there. Dead Bitches wasn't just a diss track. It was a violation to Black Disciple gang members. Some of those lyrics go like this.
Said I wasn't gonna diss the dead, and okay, I did it. But nigga, T-Roy and OD, them dead bitches. Y'all heard about J-Money? Is getting dead the same way.
Those lines were lyrical sniper shots aimed at T-Roy, OD, J-Money, Lil Boo, and Sheroid, all the members of Black Disciples who were each killed in separate incidents over the years. Again, that song made headlines, but for the wrong reasons. The Black Disciples gang placed a 50 grand bounty on Duck's head, and would even take it up to 100 when the dude was still breathing. So guessing these gangbangers were after him, FBG Duck posted a video lashing out on gang members who killed their ops while they were with kids.
I've got 4 kids, 3 boys and 1 girl, and if I catch a nigga with his daughter, I'm gonna give him a pass, because that's the heart of me. Because I don't want them to take me in front of my kids.
While he was making a point here, it almost seemed like he knew what was coming. And maybe he did, cause 2 weeks after posting that video, he got taken out. 4:26 p.m. on August 4th, 2020, FBG Duck was assassinated by 4 people who got out of 2 cars and shot him while he was shopping with his girlfriend in Chicago. This guy was shot 38 times, receiving gunshot wounds to the neck, chest, and groin. Police arrived at the scene, but for some unknown reason neglected to apply pressure to Duck. He was still alive and moving 20 minutes after the shooting. However, the cops here didn't attempt CPR and instead allowed Duck to bleed out. By the time paramedics came, it was
Oh Lord, they all wanted him dead. What the freak?
receiving gunshot wounds to the neck, chest, and groin. Police arrived at the scene, but for some unknown reason neglected to apply pressure to Duck. He was still alive and moving 20 minutes after the shooting. However, the cops here didn't attempt CPR and instead allowed Duck to bleed out. By the time paramedics came, it was too late. Duck had lost so much blood he'd finally collapsed on the stretcher. After the first surgery an hour later, he was pronounced dead. The crazy twist to this story is, had he been flown to the hospital in a more timely manner, maybe, just maybe, he would have survived. And just like he mocked his dead rivals, some of his ops did the same to him. After his death, rival rapper and Black Disciples member 600 Breezy dropped a track titled "Stop Playing," aimed at FBG Duck. The lyrics go,
"Get dead on that fucking block, this song's gonna get you shot next time your bitch ass is in the box."
600 Breezy takes it further, posting messages from his supporters, referring to him as a fortune teller with a crystal ball. And 6 months after Duck's death, his ops struck again by dropping his friend, BCR Meezy. As of right now, 6 gang members have been convicted for FBG Duck's murder, with each receiving a mandatory life sentence.
Damn.
Tupac Shakur.
That's see, that right there, that's why the police did that. That's why the police did that. Because they wanted them to be in jail. They wanted to take them folks off the streets. That gotta be the reason why. That they didn't try to save FBG Duck's life. Because if they would have survived that situation, then they would have only got attempted murder. But since they actually killed him, now they get to give him life. You know what I'm saying? So they took somebody else's life. Now they get to have life in jail. You know what I'm saying? So that's probably why they did that, to be honest. Still kind of crazy work. You know what I'm saying? That they just let that man bleed out and basically die. But that's probably why they did it though. Because the police, truth be told, these police do not care about y'all. They don't care about us, you know what I'm saying? As long as they get the more hoodlums off the streets, the more people off the streets, the better for them. Obviously, you know what I'm saying? For the police, the more people off the streets, specifically off the streets, the better, bro. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it. I'm just keeping the stack 720. You know what I'm saying? But Tupac Shakur, I'm assuming he's finna talk about the hit 'em up diss. You know what I'm saying? That Biggie Smalls. You know, Bad Boys. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure, because that's the main diss that we all know.
Okay, hold on. Before you say some zesty shit about how Tupac wasn't murdered off no diss track, give me a minute to talk about this, okay? Let me cook something up for you. If you've been a longtime fan of hip-hop, you'd recall Tupac's famous song, Hit 'Em Up, which was essentially one of the most well-put-together diss tracks of all time. Now this song, or should I say diss track, was aimed specifically at all them East Coast rappers. Biggie Smalls, Sean Puffy Combs, Chino XL, Lil Kim, Junior Mafia, Lil Caesar, and every rap dude signed with Bad Boy Records. Some of the lyrics to the track go like this.
First off, fuck your bitch and the clique you claim. West side when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life.
Now this
man has single-handedly ruined every last diss track. What the freak?
hands down the most violent eccentric and
Whoa.
over-the-top diss track ever recorded. It shaped the future for gangster rap, hip-hop music, and entertainment in
Nah, the line that I think is the craziest in this whole diss track, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna continue the song. Or continue the video. The line in that diss track, which me personally, I would consider the craziest line of probably in the diss track in general, is the line where he said, "Don't one of y'all got sickle cell or something?" Nobody's safe, bro. That's tough, bro. We got sick folks still getting dissed. I mean, yeah, he in the streets, you know what I'm saying? He asked for it, clearly. But, you know, like, you went there, bro. You really went there. That's kind of crazy.
in general, but while it had plenty of entertainment value, it wasn't made for entertainment purposes. It was literally a recorded death threat, a threat Tupac never got to carry out as he was murdered just 3 months after it was released. So, why do we believe that this was the reason he got dropped? Well, one thing you gotta understand is threatening an entire list of rappers who ran NYC was definitely attracting some blow. And on top of that, Tupac ran on a dude in a parking garage after a Tyson fight, and then hours later, he was dropped. That guy was Orlando Anderson, a well-known member of the Crips, and it just happened to be that Marion Suge Knight, the owner at Death Row Records, which Tupac was signed to, was a member of the Bloods, a formidable rival gang of the Crips. Suge had not signaled this by wearing red throughout most of his public appearances, but has verbally acknowledged this information. Now here's the banger. In the 2018 documentary titled American Dream, American Nightmare, Suge claimed that Pac was also a member of the Bloods.
I'm on some MOB shit. I'm on a red rag. So, bam, they put a red rag on Pac.
Niggas try to play that gangster shit, but we MOB for motherfucking real.
And if this ain't some BS, then that means Tupac wasn't just a gangster rapper, he was an actual active member of one of the largest and most violent street gangs in America. It meant that he didn't just rap about gangs, dude lived that life to the top. Gang members get dropped every other day, or get their bums shipped off to prison, just as Pac was, even before his death. November 30th, 1994, Pac pulls up to the Quad Recording Studios in New York to record a few tracks with Biggie and other rappers already waiting for him. However, as he moves up the stairs, he gets shot 5 times by 3 hitters who also robbed him. Obviously, he survived, and Pac was convinced that Biggie ordered that drop, prompting him to release multiple diss tracks aimed at Biggie and his homies. This began that feud between the rappers, but on a larger scale, it began the freaking East-West Coast rivalry. This led Pac putting the pen down and recording multiple tracks, including Hit 'Em Up, where he dissed all of them. He would take every chance he got to let everybody know Biggie Smalls ordered the lick on him, right up to the moment he was dropped after the Mike Tyson fight we've already said. Now, some dudes believe Suge was behind Pac's murder, based on unverifiable rumors that Pac wasn't happy at Death Row Records, and may have been planning to take his talents to another label. While that's possible, it didn't really make sense, cause Suge was in the very same car Tupac was when them dudes ran up on him. In fact, Suge himself pulled out his chopper and started firing back while they sprayed his car. Call us crazy, that doesn't exactly sound like an ideal way to have someone killed. It'd be a great way to have yourself killed in the process. Till date, Tupac's murder's still a mystery in pop culture, with everyone expressing their own opinion and conspiracy about who ordered the hit. And quite frankly, it shouldn't even be that way. We don't find it surprising when other gang members or gang rappers are killed in cold blood. Nobody attaches any mystique to it, because it's what we almost expect to happen, unfortunately. However, if Tupac was really an active member of the Bloods and not just an affiliate due to his relationship with the Death Row Records founder, we shouldn't be questioning the reason for his death. I mean, would we question how somebody with a violent track record, gang affiliations, a deep hatred for police, millions of dollars, who'd almost been killed just a few years prior, could have possibly been murdered? And although it'd still be sad, book after book and documentary after documentary wouldn't have been respectfully written and made about it. Frankly, nobody would care. And don't get us wrong, I'm not implying we shouldn't care, especially in Tupac's case, as he's still to this day one of the—
I'ma just say it right now. I personally think Diddy's the one that did that. I'm just saying what I personally think. I don't know. No one really knows what really happened. We all just speculating at this point. We all been speculating for these past since it happened, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just, me personally, I think it's pretty obvious Diddy's the one that did it, you know, since he's the one that ran Bad Boys as a whole, and you know, Tupac was actively trying to expose him for some of the freak activities going on behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? And he was the owner of Bad Boys, and you know, you know, all this stuff, it would make sense that Diddy's the one that did it, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Who truly knows? I think Diddy the one who put the hit out on Tupac. That's the most logical explanation for me personally. But yeah, whatever bro was talking about, not gonna lie, don't really understand what bro is really trying to insinuate right now. I think he's trying to insinuate that it was a gang war hit, or maybe they just tried to kill him because the gang he was in, which is possible, but I'm still thinking it's Diddy. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. That's the best explanation, bro. I'm just saying.
The most influential rappers of all time, we're simply stating that most wouldn't. And with a diss track that deadly, released barely weeks before his death, we think the motive behind his death has been in our faces all along. Lil Jojo. September 4th, 2012. Chirac's own Lil Jojo got murked in a drive-by after he got caught up in beef he should have never gotten into in the first place.
Dang.
It all began on January 4th, 2012, when some homie dropped a 4-minute, 40-second video on Worldstar Hip Hop's website. The video showed a little kid, maybe just 6 years old, straight losing his mind because Chief Keef had just gotten out of the pen. This video blew up with everyone asking who Chief Keef was, and it turned out he was a 16-year-old Chirac rapper named Keith Kozar. Cops say he's repping the Black Disciples, while dude got locked up real quick for some gun charges, but luckily bounced back out. Once out, Keith started grinding, dropping vids left and right, even from his grandma's crib while on house arrest. One of them joints was 300, with the 300 being a shout out to the Black Disciples. The internet was abuzz, with his vids blowing up. Just this new kid on the block. People were digging his vibe, feeling that raw energy, and even the street cred he brought. One of his videos, I Don't Like, racked up over 16 million views on YouTube, and even Kanye would even jump on that remix, taking Keef's wave to a whole new level. At that point, the labels were all up on him, despite all the gang talk in his rhymes, especially with Chicago's murder rate making headlines. Keef went with Interscope Records, signing a deal worth $3 million, plus a movie deal. Now from the turf of another gang just 3 blocks away, we have rapper Lil Jojo wanting some clout of his own. So he starts a rap feud with Keef in the East-West Coast style of Biggie and Tupac. Now you see, Lil Jojo was a part of a group named 069 Brick Squad, a faction of the deadly gangster disciples. He posted a lot of videos dissing Keef, including 300K, where the K stood for Killer. In this video, Jojo and his homies waved some heavy machines, sending a threat to Keef and his gang. Jojo's brother, Cash Out, takes it a step further, calling Keef's mom, recording her scared voice over speakerphone. That shit's mad brazy. And it didn't stop there.
For what,
At 4:04 p.m. on September 4th, Jojo drops a video of him and his crew rolling into Keef's hood, talking mad smack at Keef's boy, Lil Reese. Oh, you can hear someone yell, "I'ma kill you," and that wasn't a rap lyric, they meant it. Later, as it got dark, Jojo was tweeting that he was out on 69th Street, signifying that he was ready to throw shit if some ops came through. But a few minutes later, as Lil Jojo was riding a homie's bike, a tan Ford Taurus rolls up and takes multiple shots at him, dropping him to the ground. Right after it happened, Keef took to Twitter to clown Jojo, saying that Jojo wanted to always be like him. Folks online didn't trip much about Keef rapping about gangs and guns before, but this and a dead teen lit up the internet with outrage. People were heated, and there was even talk about Interscope dropping his contract over it. Keef then came out with some excuse claiming that his Twitter was hacked. Now, no one believed that crap, and Lil Jojo's killer or killers were never caught. Here we are 12 years later, and the case has long been closed. He might be gone, but Lil Jojo will always be remembered by the gangster disciples around the world and the real ones who loved his music.
Bro, Lil Jojo was just an idiot, bro. I'm sorry. I can't feel sympathy for bro, because he brought that upon himself, bro. I ain't gonna lie. The first and the second guy brought that upon himself. I'm not gonna blame it on freaking APG Duck, because he was born into the lifestyle. No matter what he did, he tried to stay away from it. But once you're born into something, like once your family is automatically something, you're a part of it by association now. Like you have no other choice now, basically. I mean, you got a choice to move out at some point. But like growing up, once your family like is known for that stuff like that, it don't matter if you actually partake in the activities that they partake in. You're an automatic target now, just because the relationship you have with this one guy that they consider their ops. But anyways, you know what I'm saying? I think this whole video was kind of crazy. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely crazy. I don't think that Tupac will really fully count. But all the other ones, yeah. Wow, bro. I ain't gonna lie. And I think that last guy, he's just an idiot. Yeah, that's all I could say about that. R.I.P. to bro, obviously. R.I.P. to everybody on this list. But he kind of brought that upon himself. Like, why? Like, I still to this day, well, after hearing this, I don't really understand why he did it. Why he started beef with him. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Anyways, if y'all enjoyed this video, you know what to do. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Comment up with y'all thoughts. Come with that Shrek next I get to it ASAP. And yeah, I will do videos every day. Couple of the bands. I'm gone.